Directorial debuts. People love to dissect how the director's debut is compared to the other um, films in their entire filmography later. Just looking at them like, hey, Bad Taste is certainly a heck of a lot different than Lord of the Rings, Mr. Peter Jackson himself, or anything that David Lynch would do with Eraserhead versus Mulholland Drive, or in this case for Quentin Tarantino in Reservoir Dogs from 1992. 4. Perfect Billers. No, I'm sorry. Four Perfect Krillers. One Perfect Crime. Critically acclaimed for its raw power and breathtaking philosophy. It's the brilliant American gangster movie classic from writer-director Quentin Tarantino. They were perfect strangers assembled to pull off the perfect crime. Then their simple robbery explodes in a bloody ambush, and the ruthless Krillers realize that one of them is a police informer. But which one? Yes, I mean, this is. I mean, on the IMDb alone, this has over 1 million freaking ratings, and I've never seen it to this day. I've heard of it, I haven't seen it. I mean, Harvey Keitel, Tim Roth, Chris Penn, Steve Buscemi, Lawrence Tennerly, and Michael Madsen. So there are a couple of returning players with Tarantino. I think, and this one felt kind of like a stage play, but in a good way. Because for a proper stage play, in my opinion, you need dialogue. And who's the freaking master of dialogue? Blenton Blarantino. I'm just kidding, Tarantino. Yeah, obviously this is when they are adorned in the suits. And they're like, okay, who is possibly the mole? Who's the one who's the police informant at this jewelry heist gone wrong? Yeah. I mean, we get to see all these characters with their nuance and depth, and obviously we have one we have one person who's been pretty much just gotten shot, and then you just look at him, you're like, he's trying to help out this person he's never met before. Meanwhile, there's a psychopath who actually managed to kidnap a cop, and he was actually ready to immolate that cop. He's ready to pretty much just make that police officer extra crispy. Right then, when we discover who it is, and we're thinking it's a guy named Mr. Orange, I think, and I'm just thinking like, okay, I can see that. So what follows is, of course, kind of like all the gangster movies in the past, film noir and everything. This one feels definitely like a gangster film or espionage crime that needed a retuning, I guess if you will, for the 1990s. It needed like a new auteur. And this movie felt like it was a transitional one from all the stuff in the 1980s, and then saying, hey, here comes a person who actually genuinely loves all the movies and is here to create a statement of like, I have arrived with the ferocity of a tank, I guess. But yeah, definitely. What makes this awesome is seeing all the different characters. Like I said, I was trying to say, hey, look, hey, please help me. You tell me you're gonna be okay. Say you're like, when they're in the car, one of them is helping out the other guy. Say you're gonna be okay. You're gonna be okay. And it's an actual very poignant, intense scene as he's driving him to the where is that? I think they were like a muffler shop or something like that. Who knows? And whilst he's laying there, it's the entire time he's just like hoping that he can get there. You're sitting there like, hey, please don't die on me. Please don't die on me. Listen, I'm gonna be over here in the other room with this guy. You just relax. So yeah, that was some pretty intense stuff right there. I have to say that. I'm just looking at it like, yeah, I'm loving this dialogue. I mean, it's the masterful dialogue that's going on in this movie, and it's just like when I'm watching it, it's like when I'm watching this flick, and I'm just thinking, this is keeping a good attention. Like I said, with a stage play, the performance, the minimalism, the casting, the low budget, and I don't know. Pretty much everything that's what's been said already. I think what works for me though is the non-linear plot. And we all know that's what Tarantino is famous for. All these interwoven stories out here. This one's just like less about the all the I guess characters with nuance with depth here. And like yes, they do have depth, at least a couple of them. But when it all works and comes together, this plot feels cohesive and amazing. Which I'm just thinking like, oh yeah, this is the stuff that we all wanted to see. And like definitely the person who plays the sadistic one, I think Steve Buscemi does it really gosh darn well. I don't know. It's just the psychopath that he is when he's just torturing a poor officer. When he's playing, what was that, Steelers wheel, stuck in the middle with you, well, I guess just dismantling him. Ooh, that was bloody. But here, the blood itself it's not as gratuitous as his forthcoming films that, Kill Bill and stuff like that. Here, it feels like that the surprises were meant to just genuinely shock you. I mean, obviously, what with the person being shot, and then like when they get there, he's a bloody mess, and then they're trying to figure everything out with, I think Tim Roth, I think his name is or something, and Harvey Keitel, pretty much being still trying to be the one in charge. Or it's ultimately Tim who is, comes out alive after everything, and I don't know, it just works so good. I'm just like, I really can't find any fault. This is like this. The violence is not high. It feels like the perfect escalation. It's just, dang man. So, I mean, what else can you say? Maybe, one of the conventions that he uses is having a camera, like be in the trunk, just to give the idea and the performance and just the threatening nature of the characters, especially with all the suits on. And right there's the poor cop who's like in the trunk, and it's just I don't know, just plus it with everything going on in the background of the guy that Lawrence Tierney is doing, it just works well. Just like, hey, he had a plan, and the crime was going wrong, and like we don't get to see the crime, which is like a little annoying, but you could just show the aftermath. So yeah, this pretty much just like launched the careers some people. By the way, Chris Penn, I've noticed, like there's a certain scene, he looked like if the fat bastard from Austin Powers lost 300 pounds. So I don't know, just the hair and everything. I'm the fat bastard. I'm a Scottish sumo wrestler. Well, wouldn't that be a combination? And then he looks like he lost 300 pounds a game, really skinny. So I don't know, that was kind of funny to me. Hamburger helper. Oh yeah, Reservoir Dogs, definitely the beginning, definitely a lot more laid back, I guess, with the approach to how he does his movies. I mean, this is the man who freaking went to Franco Nero of Django Unchained and recited a lot of lines and songs from Nero's filmography, surprising him a lot. So yeah, I mean, but this guy knows what he's doing despite all the gratuitous, despite all the violence. Here it feels like he's making an impact of what he's wanted and says, hey, watch this movie, watch Reservoir Dogs.